when to use which approach. This is what we have discussed in the last session, guys. Okay, so in today's session, we'll discuss about the selectors. Okay, so there are different ways. To select your HTML element. Okay, so if you are using internal or external approach, suppose if you decided that you will go with internal or external approach to add CSS. If you decided this way, then you have to select the element, right? So in your document, you can have so many elements. You can have more than one element. Sometimes same element you can add multiple times. So now if you want to style any element, or if you want to style any content of any element, then you have to select that element. So there are different ways to select the element. So what are the different ways means? The first way is using your tag name. We can select any element using tag name. Second way is we can select any element using ID value. We can assign one ID to our element, and using that ID value, we can select the element. And one more way is using class value. So there is something called class value. So when to go with tag value, when to go with ID, when to go with class, that we will see. Apart from this, there are some other ways also. Okay, so that other ways we will discuss after some time, maybe after few sessions. So as of now, we will discuss only these three ways. So to select your element, there are so many ways. In that, we will discuss only three ways as of now, and remaining ways we will discuss after some time. After some time means after few sessions. Okay, so what are those different ways to select your element? Using your tag name or ID value or class value, something called class value. So let's check that. So first, let's see tag name. How can we select the element using tag name? Okay, already we have seen how to select the element using tag name in last class only, while understanding about internal and external approach. Suppose if you create any document, and in that document, let's suppose we have created two div elements, div1 and div2. Now let's suppose to both this div, we want to add some color. We want to change the content color of this both the div. Then what we can do, this both the div we can select using tag name. Okay, tag name nothing but the tag name of this both the divs is div. We can select that div, and we can add our CSS properties here. Whatever styles you want to add, those CSS properties we can add. Now, how did we select these elements? We selected this element using tag name. Okay, so this is one of the way to select your element. So if I go back here, if I just create one tag.html, tag name.html, creating a simple document. Okay, let me remove all this. We don't know the things. Now let me come back here. Let's suppose I am taking two divs here. Div, I'm saying here I am div1, and I am taking one more div. That is, I am div2. Now, if I just load this document in my browser, it looks something like this. Okay, it looks something like this. This is my div1, this is my div2. Now both looks in the black color. Now I want to change the color of both the div. So if you want to change the color of both the div, then what you can do, this both the div you can select using its tag name. For both the div or for both the element, the tag name is same. So simply I am taking style tag here, taking the tag name, open the curly braces, close curly braces, adding the CSS property like red. Now if I go back to my browser, now see I got red color. Now how did we select these elements? Using tag name. Now let's suppose inside this div I have one h2. Okay, here I am saying like HTML section. And let's suppose we have some paragraph. Okay, now in this paragraph, in this p tag, I want to generate some random content. Okay, just to show some content like a paragraph, I want to generate some random content. Now to generate this random content, our VS Code is providing us one extension. VS Code is providing us one extension called lorem ipsum. What is the name of extension? The name of the extension is lorem ipsum. We have to install this extension. If you install this extension, then you can generate random content. Okay, so how to generate random content using this extension means, first of all, we have to install it. So for that, simply go to here extension section. So on the left side, you have some icons here, right? So click on last icon. Okay, now here in the search bar, search for lorem ipsum. Okay, you will get lot of option here, lorem ipsum, but there is a author called Daniel IMS. There is a author called Daniel. Okay, just install that extension. Here you will get one install button. Just click on that install button. This extension will be installed. Now, once that extension is installed, now using that extension, if you want to generate random words, what you need to do inside this paragraph, I want to generate some random content. So simply write lorem. And how many words you want to generate, write that number. Suppose if I say 5, click on enter, then it will generate some random 5 words. Now see, 5 words are generated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose you don't want to generate 5 words, you want to generate 10 words. Write lorem. How many words you want to generate? 10. Just write 10. Click on enter. 10 words will be generated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Some random words. We just want one content, right? We doesn't matter what is that content. What is that content? That doesn't matter. We just want some content. So for that, we have this extension. Now, suppose if you want 100 words. So lorem, just write 100. Click on enter. You will get 100 words. You will get 100 words. Okay. So this is how we are going to generate the random words. So here I have just created one h2. Under that, I have one paragraph. Here also, in this div also, I will add one h2. I will say CSS section. I will add some paragraph here, something like lorem 50. If I go back to my browser, it looks something like this. HTML section, CSS section. Now all elements got red color. Now I don't want like that. I want my heading should be in the red color. My paragraphs should be in the green color. So what we will do? We will select our heading here now. Instead of selecting div, what we will do? We will select our h2. And here we will add the color as a red. Now if I save it, now whatever or how many head sections I have taken, whatever h2 elements I have in this document, all those elements will get red color. Now in this document, I have two h2 elements. This is one h2 and here I have one more h2. So both the h2 will get red color. If I go back here, now see, both the h2 got red color. Now paragraph, I want something like green color. So what I will do? Simply, I will select the paragraph using its tag name and I will add some CSS. Like here, I'm just adding green. If I add green, both the paragraph got green color. Both the paragraph got green color. Okay. Now, suppose suddenly your requirement has been changed. Now they are saying that this heading I want in red color, but this heading I want in blue color. Suddenly your requirement has changed. Now what they are saying that on your screen you are showing both the headings in the red color, but I don't want to see both the headings in red color. This heading I want to see in red color, this heading I want to see in the blue color. It means in your document you have two H2. Both the H2 need unique styles. Both the H2 require unique styles. Now tell me, if you want to give unique styles, then which approach we need to follow? In this case, which approach we need to follow? As per our knowledge, as per our current knowledge, if I want to give here different style, here different style, then which approach we need to follow? Yes, in this case, we have to follow inline approach. As per our knowledge, inline approach we have to follow. But if you want to go with internal approach only, using internal approach only, you want to give unique styles, then we have to select this both the H2 using its ID value. ID value means now for both the H2, we have to assign one ID. So here I am assigning HTML, and for another H2, I am assigning one ID called CSS. Okay, some unique value. This is like a unique value. Now this H2 and this H2, this both the H2 we have to select using its ID value. So let me just copy this code and let me create new file. ID value .html. Okay, now let me just close this file. Let me open this file. This is our ID value now. Now what I want to do, I want to select this both the H2, this H2 and one more H2. This H2 using its ID value. Now this is the ID value. This is the ID value. So how to select using ID value means, for that simply you have to select ID value, that is HTML. And how browser will come to know this is ID value, this is not a tag name. So for that identification, we have to add here hash. So any value which is starting with hash, browser will understand that it is a ID value of some element. That's it. Now here I will give color to be red. Now whenever you select any elements using its ID value, then this CSS will be applied to only that specific element. CSS will be applied to only that specific element. So if I go back to my browser, now see, only this heading got red color. Only this H2 got red color. This H2 is in the black color only. Now for this H2, I want to give blue color. So what I will do, I will select that element also. So after this curly braces, enter. In the next line, just write hash CSS color should be something like blue. Now if you save it, if you go back, here you got blue color. For paragraph, I want green color only. For this paragraph also I want green color. For this paragraph also I want green color. In that case, we can go with tag name, because in our document we have two paragraphs only and both the paragraph required same style. Then just go with the tag name, that is color is green. Now both the paragraph will get green color. Understood how to give the unique color and how to give the same color or how to give the same style in your document? Okay. Now let's suppose I have one more H2 here. Let's suppose I have one more div. In that I am writing H2. I am saying like JavaScript section. Something like JavaScript section. I have the paragraph. Let's suppose I have some 70 lines of words in that paragraph. Now if I go back here, now I got here JavaScript section also. Now my requirement is this JavaScript section, this h2 also should be in the red color. I want this JavaScript section also in the red color. JavaScript and HTML section, both the heading should be in the red color, but CSS should be in the blue color. Now tell me, in this requirement, which approach you will follow? Whether you will go with tag name or you will go with ID value. You will go with tag name or you will go with ID value. Yeah, suppose in this case, what you need to do, you have to give one ID for this JavaScript also. Then you have to select that heading with that heading as well, right? And here we have to write color to be red. Now both the headings got the red color. Both the headings got the red color. But what is the problem here? There is one problem. What is that problem? The problem is we are writing same code multiple times now. So for HTML also, we required only one property, and for JS also we required only one property, and that to same values. It means we are repeating the code here. We have written the code one time, again same code we are writing one more time. So in our programming, we should not write same code multiple times. As much as possible, we should reduce the writing the same code. We should restrict ourselves to write the same code. Now here the problem is, I have how many h2? I have totally 3 h2. In that, first h2 and last h2. First h2 and last h2 required same styles. Same styles. Okay, and this middle h2 required some different style. Required some different style here. Now, whichever element required same style, keep those elements in one group. Make them in a one group. It means this h2 and this h2. Somehow we have to keep in one group. How to keep this both the h2s in one group? For that, we will allocate one more attribute, that is class. That is class. And the value of class attribute will be same for this h2 also, for this h2 also. So here I am saying that both the h2 belongs to class 1 or class red class. Okay, something like red class. Now this red class value we can assign to both the h2, and then we can select this both the h2 using class value instead of using ID value or it's a tag value or tag name. So what we will do, we will create one new file here, class value.html. I will just copy the same code as it is. Okay, now I will just remove this CSS, entire CSS. Now I will load this document in my browser. Now it looks like this. Now here HTML and this JavaScript section required same styles. So if they required same styles, make them as one group. Make them in a one group. How to make both the h2 in one group? So for that, what we will do, we will assign one more attribute to this h2, that is class. And the value of that class, we will assign something. Like I am saying here, red class. Some value I am giving. Now this class attribute, we can assign to another h2 also, that is JavaScript, with the same value. So class values we can repeat for multiple elements, but ID values we should not repeat. ID value should be unique in your entire HTML document, not only document, in entire project ID value should be unique. Class values, this is the class value. This you can repeat for multiple elements. Any number of elements you can repeat. So now we have to select our elements using class value. How to select using class value? So start with dot. If you are starting with dot, it means you are using class value. What is class value? Red class. So red class. And just assign here some style. Like color, I am saying red. Now, whichever element has this class, to all those elements, this style will be applied. So if you go back here, now see, you got here red, here also you got red. Okay. Now, whenever you get a requirement that some elements require same styles, some other elements require some different styles. Now, elements which require same style, make them as a one class. Elements which require another style, make them as a another style. Let's suppose I have one more section here. Something called React section. Okay, let's suppose I have a React section here. Something like React.js section. Now, I want CSS section and React.js section. This both the heading, I want blue color. I want same style. Then what we will do? This both the headings will have same class. So here I will just give some class like blue class. Okay, here also class has a blue class. Now, if you go back here, now you can select blue class. How to select dot blue class? Just give some color to be blue. Now save it. Go back. You will get here blue class. Okay. In your real time, 95% we will use these three selectors only. 95% we will use these three selectors only. Tag name, ID value, class value. 95%. Okay. Very rarely we will use another selector. We have some more selectors. Okay. That selectors we will use in very rare cases. So understood? Selectors, tag name, ID value, class value, when to go with tag name, when to go with ID value, when to go with class value. Is it clear for everyone? If you have any doubts in this, you guys can ask. Okay. That is what you have to check, Rakesh, now. So now here you have one more assignment. What is that? Now for one element, you add the styles using tag name, using ID value, using class value, and check which has more priority. Which has more priority. Then add tag name ID value. Check which has more priority. Then add tag name and class value and check which has more priority. Okay. So that is again your assignment. Today's assignment. Yesterday I have told you, right? Assignment for that adding these styles. Now here assignment for this selectors also. So you have to come up with the answer like which selector has a more priority. Suppose if I have taken one element H2 and if I selected that H2 element using all these three approaches, then which approach has more priority? ID, class or tag? ID, class or tag? Okay, that you have to check. How to check? Take one element, select that element using all these three approach and check which styles are applied. Change the order. Again check. Then you will get some answer. Then you will get some conclusion. Then add only tag name and ID value and check in between them. Then add tag name, class value, check between them. Then add ID value, class value and check between them. So like this, check which selector has more priority. Okay. Yeah. So HTML is not over. Yesterday I forgot to push the notes. Today I will push the notes. Okay. Yesterday's class and today's class, I will push the notes after today's session. HTML, we haven't finished. HTML still so many topics are pending. We will learn that topics once we know little bit about CSS. Okay. So now we know different ways to add CSS. And we know 3 ways to select element for internal and external approach. Is this 2 points clear for everyone? Different ways to add CSS in HTML document and 3 ways to select element for internal and external approach. Okay. And we know how many properties in CSS as of now? We know only color property and background color property, right? And one more is font size. These are the 3 properties we are aware about. Only these 3 properties we are aware about in CSS. Color, background color, font size. Okay, and text, right? Did I explain about text? Text align. No, I haven't explained. Okay. Okay. Now let's come back here. Now let's explore some of the properties in CSS. First, let's explore something called text align property. Okay. Using this text align property, we can assign our content in 3 positions. What are those 3 positions? The 3 positions are left, right, and center. Using this text align property, we can align our content in 3 positions: left, center, and right. For example, let's suppose we have taken one div. Now inside this div, if I write some content here, for example, if I write here CSS properties, by default, this content will be on the left side. It will start from the left side. If you want, you can move this content to the center of your div, or you can move this content to the exactly right of your div, at the right of your div. Okay. In the same way, if you take your H2 element content also will display on the left side by default. If you want, you can move those elements in 3 directions: left, center, right. So let me show you. So here I am just creating one more file, something called properties.html. Or here simply I will add something like text properties. Creating simple document. Here I am just taking one div. Okay. Now inside this div, I am just adding some content like CSS properties. Now if I load this document in my browser, now see the CSS property, this content is displaying on the left side. Now I don't want this content on the left side. I want this content exactly in the center. So if you want this content exactly in the center of your div, then first select that div. Now here I have only one div, so I'm just going with tag name. Okay, so here I'm just adding text align, and the value of this text align, you have to give center. If you give center, your content will be exactly in the center of your div. Now see, your content got in the center. Suppose I take one more div, CSS properties. Now this content I want in the right. So I want to add only one property. I can go with inline styling. Style equals to text align. I'm saying right. Property key name is text hyphen align. Value is right. If I save it, now see my CSS property is on the right. In the same way, I am taking one more div. Now this div I want on the left. So simply you can assign the value left. And if you don't add this property, by default, it will be on the left only. Now see, it is on the left. So you can display your content in the center. You can display your content on the right. You can display your content on the left. So these are the three different positions where we can display our content inside our element. So inside our element, you can display in the center, or you can display your element on the right, or you can display your element on the left. Understood how to move your content in three different directions: left, center, right. Is it clear, guys? Understood text align property? See, the name of property itself explain about this property, text align. Align your text. Okay. Yeah. So this is one more property. We have one more property called text decoration. Now, using this text decoration property, we can add some decoration to our text. We can decorate our text. What do you mean by decorating our text? We can add underline. We can just underline our content. Okay, we can add line through, and we can add overline also. Underline means everybody know. If I have some content here, for example, I'm saying here text decoration. Now to this content, I want to add underline. Then we can add like this underline. This is called underline. Now I have some content, text decoration. Okay, let's suppose I want to add line through. Line through means just adding the line through that content. Nothing but we are scratching that content like this. This is called line through. Overline means adding line on the top of the content. Suppose this is our text decoration, some content. Now you want to add overline. You want to add some line on the top of the content. Like this on the top of the content. This is called overline. These are the three different ways to style our element. For that, we will use something called text decoration property. So let me show you. So here here only I will add. So let's suppose for first div, I want to add underline. So simply I will say text decoration underline. If I say text hyphen decoration underline, now see here I got underline. Here I got underline because I have used tag name, right? So all the elements got underline. So here I will just add some ID, center, and select this element using ID value called center. So that only first element will get that underline. Only first element got underline. For this element, let's suppose I want line through, I want scratch. So what we will do here, simply we will add text decoration. Okay, something called line through. If I say line through, now see, I got line through. If you want overline, on the top of this content, you want line. Then here I will add semicolon text decoration. Okay, something called here overline. Now see, here we got overline. On the top of that content, we got overline. We got overline. Line, line, line. Okay. Suppose you don't want to add any text decoration. Then you can assign one more value, that is none. None means you don't want to add any decoration. And by default, the value of text decoration will be none. This is the default value. If you don't want to add text decoration, let's consider you have used one element. By default, you got underline. Now you want to remove that underline. Then we will use this none. For example, let's suppose here I am taking one more div. Inside this div, I am taking one anchor tag. Now by default, if you see, this anchor tag will get underline. By default, this anchor tag will have underline. Now see, this anchor tag have underline by default. I want to remove this underline. I don't want this underline. So what we will do, we will select this anchor tag and simply we will add text decoration property. And we will say none. None means whatever decoration you have for this element, remove that entire decorations. Now see, that underline is removed. So if you say text to hyphen decoration, then that underline will be removed. Okay, is it clear? Text decoration. Okay, we need to learn some more things. Is it mandatory? Like, can we change the color of text decoration? Can we change this color? Can we change the color of underline? Because by default, it is in the black color. I want to give red color. Can we change? Text decoration color. I'm saying red. If I go back here, now see, I got red color. I got red color. So there is a property called text decoration hyphen color. Using this property, we can change the color of our underline. We can change the color of our line. We can change the style of that line also. Text decoration, something called style. We can assign 4 different values. Solid means straight line. We can assign something called dotted. Dotted means now our decoration will be dotted. Our decoration will be dotted. Okay. So there are 2 more properties related to this text decoration. That is text decoration color. You can just assign some color. You have text decoration style. You can assign different values for this property. If you want straight line, if you want like this straight line, then the value should be solid. This is the default value. You have one more value called dotted. We have one more value called dashed and one more value called double. These are the 4 different values that we can configure. We have one more value. We have one more value. I want you guys to find that value. We have one more value. Apart from this 4, we have one more value. I want you guys to find that value. So for text decoration style, we can assign these three values. Solid means it will be straight line. Dotted means line will be in the dotted. Dashed means line will be in the dashed. See, here if I say dashed, you will get here dash. See, lines will be in the dashed. Dash, dash, dash. If you say double, value will be in the double line. If you want straight line, value should be solid. Okay. Solid, dotted, dashed, double. These are the 4 different values we can configure. And one more value is there. I want you guys to find that value. If someone knows, they can comment. Anybody knows one more value? Yes. So I got the answer. That is wave. So if I give this value wave, now see here you got wave. Okay, you got here wave. This is the wave. Okay. And we have one more property, that is text decoration line. Now, actually, the value which we have given at initial stage, right? Underline, this underline value. Let me just comment it. This is the actual property. If you say underline, you will get here underline. If you say here line through, you will get line through. If you say here overline, you will get overline. Actual property is text decoration line. Text decoration line. And the value for this property we can assign are underline, overline, and line through. These are the 3 different values we can assign: underline, overline, and line through. Okay, text decoration is the shorter way of configuring all these 3 values. Text decoration is the shorter way. So if you use text decoration property, this is the short way to write all these 3 properties value. So in text decoration, the first value should be your text decoration line. And inside this text decoration property only, we can assign text decoration style value also. So next value should be text decoration style. Then text decoration color. It means instead of writing like these 3 properties, text decoration colors, text decoration style, text decoration line, we can use only one property, that is text decoration, and we can assign all these 3 properties value. This is the shorter way of writing these 3 properties. You can write like these 3 properties. You can write like these 3 properties: text decoration, line, color, style. Or else what you can do, you can just write one single property, that is text decoration, and here you can add everything. First value should be line. Second value should be style, what you want. Suppose I want dotted. third value should be your color. So I am giving here something like green. Now if you save it, now second div, let's see second div. Now see our second div styles. We got line through, or maybe something like yellow color. Now see here I got yellow color. So if you want, you can write like these three separate properties and you can assign that different values, or else you can just write one property that is text decoration and you can assign all these three values. Okay, so here if I want to assign these three values, what I will do, I will just comment it. So here I will not get any styles. I did not get any styles. Now I will write that property text decoration. First value should be line through, this line value. So I'm saying underline. Second value, what should be the second value? Your style. So I'm saying wave. Third value should be color. I'm saying color. And you have to give in this sequence only. You have to give in this sequence only. Underline, nothing but line, color, style. Okay, line, style, color. Now you got it. Okay, 100% will be like this. Understood? Understood these three properties and how to assign the three properties value in shorter way? This is the shorter way of writing those three properties. Okay. Yeah. Now, can we add border for our div element? To this div element, I want to add border. Okay, if you want to add border, then again you have to use here three properties. The first property is border width. What should be the width of your border? Then you have to tell border style. And for border style, we have the same values like solid, dotted, dashed, double, and border color. So to add the border for your element, we can use all these three properties. Now I have taken div element, right? For this div element, I want to add border. How to add border? So simply, I will say here border width. I'm saying border width should be 2 pixels. Then you have to say border style. I'm saying solid. Border color. Border color, I'm just giving here something like green. So now a border will be added to your div element. If I go back here, now see one border is added. This is the border we are adding for our div element. So border style is solid, border color is green, border width is 2 pixels. You can increase the border width if I say here 12 pixel, now just check. Now see, the width of your border has increased. Width of your border, it's a 12 pixel. If you want, you can change the style. Instead of solid, we can add here dotted. If you say dotted, you will get here dotted. Can I add wave? There is any value for wave for border? There is any value called wave? No. Okay, there is no value called wave. Double? Yes, we have double. We have double. Dashed? Yes, we have dashed. Okay, you can increase the width, you can decrease the width. I will make it 5 pixel. 5 pixel. So like this, you can add the border using these 3 different properties. And you can use one shorter property also, that is border. Only you can add border. Short way of writing all these 3 properties. First value should be border width. Second value should be your border style. Last value should be border color. So we have shorter way of configuring this border property also. Border width, border style, border color. Suppose I want to use shorter way. So I will just comment this. I will say border 2 pixel solid red color. I will get here red color. First value should be always border width. Second value should be border style. Third value should be border color. You have to give in this sequence only. You have to assign in this sequence only. So this is border property. So now, as of now, how many properties we are aware about? We are aware about color. We are aware about background color, border. In that also we know border width, border style, border color. We know text align. We know text decoration. Text decoration. These are the different properties we are aware about. In that also, for border, we have border width, border style, border color. And when it comes to text decoration, again here, text decoration, line. We know text decoration, style, and color. Text decoration, color. This much properties we are aware about. These are the different properties that we are aware about. So understood all these properties? Okay. So these are the properties we are aware about, guys. Now we have to explore some more properties, something like padding, margin, okay, width, height. And then we will learn about flex concept, something called flex concept. Now, once we know this many concepts, then we will try to develop some pages. Okay, we will try to develop some pages. Maybe we will try to develop this part. Let me just show you. Okay, we will develop our own Netflix landing page. Okay, we will try to develop this page. Okay, to understand this concept, we need to learn some more properties. Maybe we have to learn something called how to add background image also. How to add background image property. Okay, some of the properties we should know. Now, once we know some properties, if you know these properties, then we will be able to design this page. We will be able to design this page. Okay. Yeah, CSS units also we will explore. So in coming sessions, we will explore CSS units as well. So I'm saying that once we have done up to this topic, then we will develop this page. Now, once we have done with this page, development of this page, then again, we will come back to our HTML. So whatever concepts are remaining, we will learn those concepts like frames, HTML iframe, HTML form, and I think HTML5 semantic elements. Those elements, whatever pending, we will explore those. And once we have done with these concepts, again, we will come back to CSS and we will learn remaining topics of CSS. We will explore remaining topics of CSS. In this way, we will finish CSS. Then we will start with JavaScript. Yeah, I will explain you how to host your web page on GitHub pages. Okay. GitHub pages, and maybe if possible, I will explain you Netlify. There are multiple platforms where you can host your web pages. You can host your application and you can share your projects with your friends or in your interviewers, right? So using GitHub pages, I will first show using GitHub pages, then we will see the Netlify as well. Because all these are the free. So freely you guys can host your applications or web pages. Yeah, that's all guys for today's session. And tomorrow there might not be a session. Tomorrow I'm little bit traveling. So tomorrow there will be no session, guys. So our next session will be day after tomorrow. Okay, next session will be day after tomorrow. And from day after tomorrow, I will try to take the session till 7 p.m. so that we can finish the things. And I have just added that GitHub URL on the chat. If you guys don't have that GitHub URL, okay, then just save that. Okay, so all the code I will upload there. Course content, let me give course content as okay. And WhatsApp group also I will share. A lot of people didn't join that, right? You guys can join WhatsApp group as well. Yeah, that's all guys. Yeah, I will just update today's and yesterday's notes. Within 5 minutes, you will be able to find it. Okay. So it will just take 5 minutes for me. Within 5 minutes, you will be able to find your notes.